Welcome to First Grade ELA Tidbits, your go-to support for skills block instruction, cycle by cycle. I'm Amanda Smith, your curriculum specialist. You can access the full Grade 1 Tidbits deck using bit.ly.g1tidbits25. The slides include my detailed notes and links to all the resources discussed. Step 1 of the cycle game plan is to name and unpack the instructional focus for the entire cycle. In Cycle 19, students are learning how R-controlled vowels change the sound of a vowel, specifically the AR and OR patterns. When a vowel is followed by the letter R, the vowel no longer makes a short or long sound. It is controlled by the R. The standards guiding this cycle is focus on phonemic awareness, phonics, spelling, and conventions, with an emphasis on applying letter sound knowledge accurately in reading and writing. This work is essential because R-controlled vowels represent a new syllable type for students. If students do not clearly understand how the vowel sound changes, they may guess at words or misread them, which impacts both accuracy and comprehension. The second step in my cycle game plan is understanding the standards, routines, and assessments. This slide shows how learning develops across the cycle, not just in one lesson. Students begin by decoding R-controlled vowels in isolation, then reading them in decodable text, then spelling and editing words with R-controlled vowels, and finally applying this learning in fluency and assessment task. You'll notice that accuracy is emphasized before rate. Students need to hear and produce the correct sound before we expect fluent reading. The Dibbles connections on the right show how this cycle supports word reading accuracy, automaticity with R-controlled vowels, and spelling development. Step 3 of the cycle game plan is diving into a portion of a lesson to see how the new learning shows up. In Lesson 96, students are working with the chaining instructional routine. Chaining works because students change one sound at a time, allowing them to clearly hear what stays the same and what changes. In this lesson, we start with the familiar short vowel words and then add R so students can hear how the vowel sound changes. This contrast is essential. It helps students understand why R-controlled vowels sound different. For instance, we start with the word cat and then compare it to the word cart. We ask students to listen carefully as we add the letter R. During guided practice, students are actively involved in saying, listening, reading, and writing the words. This is where teacher language matters most. We want to consistently reinforce that the R changes the vowel sound, and this is not a short vowel anymore. If students struggle, then the support is to pause, model again, and then have them listen in again. Step 4 of our cycle game plan is modeling a portion of the lesson. This slide reinforces the importance of sound to letter mapping. When students map sounds into boxes, they are connecting what they hear to the letters that represent those sounds. For R-controlled vowels, it's important to show that the vowel and R go together in one sound box, even though they're written with two letters. Encourage students to tap or point as they say each sound, then blend the word. Let's walk through the chaining practice for the word born. This word has the bossy R next to the O. It makes the OR sound in the middle. If I blend all the sounds, I will pronounce the word born. Listen and watch as I sound it out. B, or, n, born. After I model this work for students, I'll have students write the word born on their whiteboards. Taking a moment to reinforce proper letter formation as they write. I'll also ask them to point to each letter from left to right, say each sound, and then blend the sounds together to read the word. Then, to help students notice how words can change while parts stay the same, I'll swap the B for the TH in the word and guide students to talk about what changed and what stayed the same, highlighting that the OR spelling and the sound remain consistent. Students will then update their word by erasing the B and writing TH to form thorn, and we'll finish by blending the new word together from left to right. Step 5 in our cycle game plan is planning just-in-time support. So now that we've had a chance to dive into Cycle 19, We are better able to identify misconceptions and plan ahead for just-in-time supports for students. If students struggle to hear the difference between short vowels and R-controlled vowels or default to short vowel sounds, then the response is to pause and return to oral contrast, explicitly naming the sound change. If students show early mastery, they can extend the learning by creating their own word change and explaining how the sounds change. This deepens understanding without introducing new patterns too soon. Thank you for joining me